Now let's turn our attention to Africa, to Nigeria in the west, where a series of terror attacks took place over the weekend. 4 suicide bombings took place on Saturday. They occurred in Nigeria's northeastern Borno state. The bombs killed at least 18 people. Many more are injured, and the whole region is now on alert. No one has claimed responsibility for the attacks yet, but the signs point to the most infamous terror group in the region, Boko Haram. Saturday's suicide bombers were all women, and this is a tactic that Boko Haram has used in the past. Here's our report.
On Saturday, a wedding was taking place in Gwoza town. The town is located in northeastern Nigeria, in the Borno state. But in the middle of the festivities, a stranger walked in. A woman reportedly carrying a baby on her back. She entered the wedding venue and then set off an improvised explosive device that she had on her. At least 6 people were killed in the resultant blast, and some others were injured.
We were eating and having a conversation, while some other guests were praying for the couples, and then I heard a bomb, not knowing I was also a victim. I saw some of my friends on the ground. I tried my best to escape from the scene, and suddenly, I find myself in the hospital.
That was the beginning of the rampage in Gwoza. A second blast took place near a hospital in town. The bomber was reportedly a teenage girl. A third blast took place at a security checkpoint. The bomber panicked while being questioned, so she blew herself up, along with the security personnel. The fourth blast took place at a funeral for victims of the first bombing.
I personally lost 3 of my friends instantly there at that first blast. Thereon, afterwards, some people now started for the funeral of one of the 3 that I lost. At the funeral ground, another one also blasted.
There were 4 suicide bombings in Gwoza on Saturday, leaving at least 18 people dead and dozens injured. 4 separate attacks took place, and it seems that more had been planned. 2 more suspected suicide bombers were arrested, and reports say that not less than 30 had descended upon the town. 30 suicide bombers, all of them women. It has put Gwoza on edge and raised a number of questions. The first is, who is behind these attacks? So far, no group has claimed responsibility. But it has all the hallmarks of Boko Haram. The terror group originated in the Borno state. They had taken over parts of it, including Gwoza, back in 2014. The group has been pushed back, but not eradicated. Boko Haram used its first female suicide bomber in June 2014, and soon it became a regular occurrence. Reports say that about half of Boko Haram's suicide bombers are women, and that no other group in history has used more women for suicide bombings. So all the signs point to Boko Haram. Now the second question is, what is Nigeria's government doing about this? President Bola Tinubu says that the attackers will pay a heavy price. He also called the suicide bombings a desperate act and said that it proves that the terrorists are under pressure, which is a convenient excuse for the security failure. Tinubu says that he would not allow Nigeria to slither into an era of fear, tears, sorrow and blood. But for the people of Gwoza, that era has already begun.
On this today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can you expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
Start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. The first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost America. I'm Aaron Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital.